show mini ya boba show apomude so na yari anka wan shedemo mini ya show mini ya boba show apomude so na yari anka wan shedemo akosi ya bema nasama wakanye de health issues yen share apomude so Sikami Japadi and the na made bema o. So I hear Unsuya. When you breast waba, Yariantino Monshadia Maye.
Glory, honor be unto the Most High God. It's indeed another blessed day that the good Lord has given unto us all. And we want to appreciate and acknowledge our viewers and our listeners for your precious time, your precious bundle, and everything to make this program a successful one. Beloved, as we are about to begin our health issues on RichMo Media, we don't want to waste your time, so we will invite our guest for today as we proceed on to today's presentation. So we have our lovely sister, auntie, mother, everything that we can title, who is our guest now for us to dive into our lesson. And no other person than Sister Cecilia Akaadom. So we will invite our guest for today's afternoon's program. So, sister, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Health issues.
Thank you very much. I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
By His divine selection, I'm also doing good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So, our viewers and our listeners, last 2 weeks we started something very important about the brain, and we specifically loaded or dialogue it to a downstep by taking a topic called depression, which is part of the brain or a mental health issue. But unfortunately, some of you were not available. But today we want to go into the part 2 of how we can handle this. But for the sake of those who couldn't join us, we want to just take a brief recap about depression, what entails, then some signs we need to look out for, some possible causes. Then we continue from where we ended last 2 weeks. So, sister, our viewers and our cherished listeners are ready for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle George. As you said, we spoke about depression the other time. So we talked about what depression is. I hope you can hear me well.
Loud and clear.
Fantastic. So we spoke about what depression is and the types of depression and signs and symptoms of depression. And the last one, anyway, we're going to talk about the treatment of depression, and then we couldn't make it. So I don't know if you want me to go over what depression is, so that people will know. We spoke about mental health in general, and then we said that mental health is mental means brain. It's got something to do with the brain, and we said we spoke about what depression is. As a lot of people know, constant feelings of sadness and not feeling worthy in yourself, thinking that the whole world is on top of you. I mean, you've got the whole world in your head. That's what we spoke about the other time. And we said a whole lot of things like loss of interest in the activities that you used to do, feeling tired at all times, not feeling worthy, and sometimes even feeling suicidal, thinking of killing yourself or thinking of doing something or harming yourself in a way. So when we talk about depression, that is a summary of what depression is. And then we spoke about the signs and symptoms of depression. And as I said, we've already spoken about it anyway. I'll tell you what, depression is very big. It's a very big thing that people do not even realize that they're suffering from it. And low energy, as I said, when you have your energy so low to the extent that you do not even want to get out of bed. You feel like you have nothing to go out there to do, and also you feel hopeless, you feel sad. Every little thing that someone talks about, you cry. And to the extent that sometimes you sit down and then you do not know why you feel sad about stuff that you cry about. Also, changes in eating behavior, like eating. Some people eat a little, just a tiny bit, and then they're okay, or they eat too much. And most of the times, they eat some things that we call comforting foods, which are the sugary stuff, like the carbohydrate and the stuff that are so sweet in their mouth. That because what happens is that if you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to think about your health. Do you want to think about your health? No, you don't. All you want to do is to eat all these sugary stuff, carbohydrate stuff, and then you either put on, which is also not good for your health. We all know what overweight can do for people. So it's either you lose weight or you put on a lot, to the extent that you look at yourself in the mirror and you think, I have lost so much weight, or I don't like the way I look. So all these things are symptoms of depression. And also, you feel it very difficult to make decisions in life. Depression can also cause that. You find it really difficult to concentrate in the activities that you do, like workplace. You feel like you can't concentrate. You can't do the job that you're supposed to be doing when you get to work, or you can't even take decisions yourself. That is also another symptom of depression. And as I said, irritability. You feel so frustrated in life as well. Feel frustrated. And then thought of self-harm. I have seen some people that harm themselves. They kind of like cut their wrists or cut wherever they want to cut. They want to cut somewhere just to feel okay. That is also another sign that you might have depression, or you have depression. Or the last minute is when you feel like you want to commit suicide. You want to take yourself away from what is happening in this world, or you want to take your life. Then, So these are some of the symptoms of signs of depression. And we spoke about, so we got to what, please remind me a bit.
So after the signs and symptoms, we decided to talk about some of the basic types of depression. So that the people...
So there are so many types at the moment. There are so many types. We have the clinical depression. That is the one I've just spoken about. And then we have the premenstrual depression. That is when someone is about to have, that goes for the ladies, when they are about to have their menses or their menstruation. Then they go through, because of the imbalance of the chemicals of the hormones in the system, they tend to have all these symptoms. We were talking about postnatal depression, or some people call it postpartum. When you go to the US, they call it postpartum depression. In the UK, we call it postnatal depression. With that, when someone has a baby and then they don't get the help they need. So what they do is they kind of like get really depressed. So these were some of the stuff that we were talking about. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all. That's
Yeah. So we thank you for the recap. So I know for now we have the foundation. For those of our
yeah,
cherished viewers who couldn't join, that we have
yeah,
the types of depression, we have the signs and symptoms. So we encourage our husbands that if your wife always some few months to his menstrual period and is annoying, angry, you need
yeah.
to be careful that because it's a sign. So we have known this. Now some more of our viewers is asking that he's living with someone who
Mm-hmm.
has now been extremely sad, not
Okay.
attending to work again. It's
Okay.
affecting his monetary issue. And per our studies, we have learned that depression is something that should affect the person's daily activity. And when
Yeah.
that happens, we mean
Yes.
it's depression. How can we help treat this individual? A question from
Okay.
someone. How
With
can we treat? Yeah.
yes. Okay. With someone like that, the person should either visit a healthcare professional. It could be a psychologist or a doctor. Normally, the GPs are also trained to ask the questions. You know, we have questions that we ask our patients. So if they pass, which in a positive way, we call it the positive way because we want to help the person, but other people wouldn't see it as a positive way. So if you get more than 6, so we have so many questions. So we would ask you all the questions, and if you get more than 6, then we classify you. We put you. We say that you've got depression. But as the person said, there might be what we would ask. What are the factors? Why is the person so sad all the time? Why? Because this thing is preventing the person from going to work. It could be work. It could be someone at work that is preventing the person from coming there. So with all these, what we try to do is to ask questions. So the person has to go to see a specialist, a psychologist, or even a normal GP, a general practitioner. And if they fall into the category, then there is treatment. There is treatment for depressive people. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful answer. So we want to know, do we have some methods of treatment? Or whenever someone comes to my end, then I assess. Then the
Yeah.
person has fall within, he has score 6, which means, or 5, you have fall within depression. Do we have a
Yes.
general treatment for everyone, or we have some methods of treatment? And if there is any, can you help our viewers and our listeners on
Yes.
some of the methods?
Yes. Normally we have there are variety of methods that are used for depression, and there are 5. I call it 5, but normally under when it comes to psychology, there are four types, 4 methods that we use for depression, for treating depression. Number 1 is the clinical therapy, or the psychological therapy. So with that, and number 2 is medication. There are medications for um, depression, and lifestyle changes, lifestyle. And then the 4th one is self-care. And I add the 5th one, which is foods. There are so many foods and fruit and vegetables that we can eat to get ourselves back to normal again. So with a combination of all these, normally it helps the person to deal with mental health or deal with depression. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So
So
it means, Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
So you have helped us to understand that
yeah.
it means we don't have to say if someone falls within, it means we have a general treatment for depression. So someone is watching us or listening to us because the husband had or diagnosed of depression and they prescribe a drug for, doesn't mean if the in-law too is suffering from depression, he can go to drugstore with the same box and buy the drug for that individual. How will you tell that individual to?
No, do you mean buying medications, like not seeing a doctor and then buying the medication? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
No, I,
yes.
I
Okay, thank
don't,
you.
I don't, I don't advise that. We all know that medications have their side effects, so going to buy medications from a pharmacy. But normally, I don't think, under normal circumstance, a pharmacist or a technician should never give a P medication, a POM, which we call prescription only medication. In Ghana or in Africa, I think they can get them easily, which is not so good because of the side effects and the withdrawal symptoms of and the drug interactions as well. So and with these medication, they can affect you in the in future if you keep taking them. You know, they can really affect you. There are side effects as well when it comes to medication for depression, and we're gonna talk about all these stuff. Um, so I wouldn't, and there are so many of them. Some of them we've even stopped using because of, as I said, their side effects. So there are so many of them that we've even stopped using in the UK. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to go and buy a medication unless a GP has been prescribed. Unless a GP prescribes it for you, don't just go and buy, because you don't know what it's gonna do to your body. And mind you, when we give a medication out, normally what we do is we watch you for about 4 weeks. We keep an eye on the person for at least 4 weeks to see if the medication is working. Normally it's 4 to 6 weeks, and if the medication is not working, we have to put you on another one. So you cannot just go and buy. It's not advisable to do that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful advice. Now, someone is asking, I've seen that the drug will have the effect negatively if I continue taking it. I've
Mhm.
not entered into it, but it's like my steps or the steps I'm going through, it will automatically land me in depression. I want to prevent it. How can you advise our cherished viewer who asked this question on the preventive measures of depression?
So what when it comes to depression, because when you say to prevent it, that means you haven't even had it. Do you
Yeah,
get me?
so to prevent or reduce if I'm having it.
When you say reduction, yes. When you say you want to reduce it, we're gonna talk about all those. I
Sure.
was gonna explain about the psychological therapies, and then
Okay, then
'cause I
you
was
can please take us through.
yeah. So I was gonna so I tell the person to be a bit patient because all those stuff are coming. We're
Okay,
gonna we're gonna explain things, and then if they have any questions, I'm sure they might not even have any questions after we've
sure.
spoken about the treatment. So please cool down. Is that what we say? It cool down. we
Yeah,
we we're
please cool
gonna
down. Our viewers and our
cool
listeners, cool down. Yeah, we will read there. Sure.
we're gonna
Okay.
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we talk about, as I said, there are varieties of methods. So the first one is the psychological therapy, which includes psychotherapy and the counseling as well is also part of it, and then therapy. And when we talk about therapy, normally we say CBT, um, but depending on the questions they ask you, because when you see a therapist, what they do, they ask you a lot of questions to know the best method to use on you, because everybody is different in their own ways. So depending on the questions we ask you, we would know the method to use for you. And then, as I said, with the medications, the SSRIs, there are so many medications for depression. There are the SSRIs, which are the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So we have all these and examples. I don't even want to mention some of the examples, but I will still mention like the citalopram and the escitalopram and all those kind of medications. They are, um, yeah, yeah. I think you're back.
Yeah, please. So you can continue with the
Yes. So
treatment. Yeah.
we have the medications as well. And what these medications do is that they improve your mood, because as I said, the serotonins are normally produced in the brain to make somebody happy. So, and most of the times, my patients will say the happy medications. That's what they call them. So serotonin improves. What serotonin does is that it it helps you with your mood. It makes you happy. And as I said, there are manufacturers who manufacture these medications, but just only the medication do not help. Okay, because I have had so many patients who have come to me and said, look, the doctor prescribed this kind of medication or that kind of medication for me, and it didn't work. Yes, so it didn't work. But so normally, with a bit of with the help of therapy sessions and medications, it really helps. Combination of these two normally work like magic when it comes to depression. Yeah. And as I said, lifestyle as well. Your lifestyle. You should have a mindset. Once you have this depression, you should have a mindset as well, because it's like having a diabetes. You know, when you have diabetes, you cannot just use medication to help you. Your lifestyle should also change. It's the same thing when it comes to depression. Your lifestyle should change. You should exercise, go for walks, do activities, go for walks to help you, because what exercise do is that it helps you relieve anxiety and depression. So you go for walks, you breathe in proper oxygen, go for walks, make sure your brain is working, and also eat loads and loads of fruits and vegetables as well. you know I'll tell you what, I was quite big. Let me use myself as an example. I was quite big. I used to be in like size 20, and then I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, no, I have to do something about my health, because otherwise I'm probably gonna get diabetes or something. I tell you what, this really made me feel a bit depressed, I would say. you know so I didn't like myself at first, until I lost weight. And then I thought, but now when I walk on the street, I'm like, whoa, look at me, you know. It makes me, and then with that, it helps me to release serotonin in the brain, you know, that gives me that makes me that happy. It makes me happy. So when it comes to your lifestyle, I know a lot of women want to lose weight, because when you lose weight, you can walk well, you can walk without panting. You know, now I can walk for about 30 minutes, or and then I wouldn't even feel like I have walked, you know. But at first I used to walk like 10 minutes and I'm like, you know. So all these things, your lifestyle should also, and then you should also take care of yourself. Learn how to say no. You know, sometimes people do not know, because people in our world, we think that we should think about people more than we think about ourselves. You know, I don't know if I can speak about God here.
You
Um,
can.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Because I'm not allowed to mention God's name when I am doing stuff like this. So with God, let's take God. I am a Christian myself anyway. So
Sure.
let's take God for instance. Do you think God, if God did not love himself, he would have been able to help us? Think about it like that. You know, God loves himself to the extent that he gives us our own, you know, he allows us to do whatever we want to do, you know. And what he does is he radiates, you know, his love. So it's not him giving us the love that he has, but the radiation, you know, because he loves himself so much that he radiates his love to us. So if God loved us so much that he gave us all his love, what do you think would have happened to God himself? He would have been gone by now. I don't think he would exist by now. But what he does is, because he radiates it, so he loves himself so much, so he gives us the little. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about self-care. You have to love yourself to be able to give the rest, radiate it to other people. Otherwise, you're gonna burn out. So if you do not love yourself, it will be very difficult for you to say no to people. You know, it will be very difficult to say to do some stuff for yourself,
Sure.
because you've given everything to other people, but you're not taking good care of yourself. That isn't, to me, that is not self-care. That is not love. And I'm not preaching. I'm not
Sure.
preaching.
Mm. Very
So you
important.
have to, yeah, it is very important when it comes to depression. You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself to give the little to people, and you will see how amazing the person you will become when you give yourself a bit of attention, and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, so now we're gonna talk about the medications. Can I now, I don't know if I can answer the question that the lady was talking about. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we can. You
Okay, so
can go ahead. Yeah.
can you repeat the question for me again, please? Is
She
that
was
okay?
thinking about, like, the
Mm.
husband was diagnosed about depression, so has
Mm.
been prescribed with a particular drug. So if the
Okay.
in-law too has been diagnosed of depression, does it mean he should use the same box of the husband's own to go and buy for that individual?
No, it's a big no.
Yeah,
As I said, every person is different,
sure.
and something can work for a medication can work for someone. Okay. The same medication would not work for the other person. So you have to go and see your doctor to prescribe something for you. And as I said, with the checks and the answers that you would give to this person, the doctor, he or she should be able to give you the best medication to suit you. So no, do not take, and mind you, that is a prescription only medication. You know, if a doctor, if a pharmacist give you a medication that is a prescription only, it is against the law to sell medications like that. In the UK, it's a no-go area. They won't give it. But I don't know about Ghana, my country. So yeah, do not go and buy, because and the side effects. I was talking about the SSRIs, which are the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. With them, they can give you heart problems if you take them for long. They can give you heart problems. So normally, what I do with my patients is that I try to, and I'll tell you what, if you want the best treatment, yeah, start with therapy. Okay. I do not like medications myself. Mind you, I've worked in the pharmacy industry. I worked I worked in the pharmacy industry. I'm not, my fellow pharmacists, please don't come and kill me here. Um I I worked in the pharmacy industry for 18 years, and and there are some severe side effects of medications. So normally I do not even like, because mind you, they are all chemistry, and they. If a pharmacist is here, they will tell you it's medications are compounds, so they are all chemicals that we use to make these medications. And one way or the other, you take one thing and then you get another problem somewhere. And God is so wonderful that He's giving us all these fruits and vegetables. He's giving us a whole lot that we can use to help ourselves. So unless it's something that you really need chemicals for, don't go there. Don't do it. Start with therapy. Normally I would say start with exercises. Okay? Start with exercises. Go for walks. Go for a run. And people that um, do not like exercise, try it. Just give it a try. I did it and it helped me. By the time you come back from the gym, I like going to the gym now because it makes me happy. I like walking because it makes me happy. I like going for walks. Sometimes you would see me. I think one day I'm gonna even do a video on running, and then take a video how I feel after running. You definitely release serotonin, which helps your brain. So exercise is one of the best options when it comes to try exercise. Try going for walks. I'll tell you, it's funny, but it works. Wearing your trousers or whatever, and stepping out and then going to the gym, even it's something. It's so impressive. It is impressive to take yourself to the gym or take yourself out there and run. People would see you and think, oh, she's walking, and then you feel good in yourself. And by the time you come back, you are going to release serotonin in your brain. Definitely. 100%. You would release it. And then you would, because I've used it on people, you know, I have used it on people and I have used it for myself. And it works. It works like magic. So do exercise, go for walks. They really help. And then also do these first. And if they don't help, I know it's very difficult when it comes to depression. You don't even feel like getting out of bed. All that you want to do is to stay in bed. But Let someone help you. Let someone help you to get you out of bed, or help yourself. If you really want to help yourself, get out of bed. You can. It takes energy. I mean, really, really big energy to get yourself out of bed. But you can't get out of bed. Once you get out, go and try. Go for walks and try and see if it will not help, because it works. It works like magic, and I mean it. I have used a lot. I have used all these techniques for people, and they would come back, and sometimes they would even make videos for me and say, "Oh, Auntie C, look, I've gone for a walk and I'm happy." It works. So when you start doing these things, go for walks, do activities that you used to do. You know, when you get depression, there are activities that you used to do that you really liked, but then you lose interest in them. You know, and try the activities that you used to do that you really loved. That would also bring serotonin back into your system. You know, so you do all these, you do all the stuff that I've asked you, and then it doesn't work. Then you speak to a therapist first. Speak to someone, because psychologists and therapists and whoever, they there to help you, to coach you, you know. So you speak to these people and then they would help you. If it doesn't work, then medication comes in. Because normally we give medications when depression is severe. From normally we say from mild to severe. That is when we give medications. So if you try these and then it doesn't work, then yes, there is a high probability that you might need medication for it. And even taking just the medication won't work. Just medication taking won't work. You still have to do activities. That is why I said medication and therapy sessions normally works when it comes to um, depression. So I, I hope I've is
Yeah.
yes, yeah, okay.
So I think you were going to the, you mentioned 5 of the therapies. Yeah,
Yes, the varieties.
sure.
The varieties, yeah. So I said medication, and then I said the therapy sessions, and then I said lifestyle changes.
Sure.
You
Okay.
really need to change you have to have a mindset, because like anxiety, for instance, you cannot um, um, treat anxiety or treat depression without a mindset. I made a video on uh, anxiety recovery. You really have to have a mindset. You really have to say to yourself, mind you, you're dealing with the brain, and the brain do whatever you ask it to do. I mean, your brain, you say something, and then at the back of your brain, it is stuck there forever. That is why there are memories all over the place. So if you want to, so what psychologists and the general practitioners and psychiatrists and all these practitioners help you is that they help you so that you can retain some stuff in your memory, because you can. This is how the brain is made.
Sure.
Yes, you can. 100% you can. So once you get all these stuff, so you have a mindset, and all these stuff, with the help of all these people I'm talking about, you get all these stuff at the back of your mind, you are able to produce, to give a very good stuff out there. You are able to produce well, right? And you are able to come out well, really well. I know people that have come out really well when we talk about depression. But if you don't encourage yourself, if you don't have that mindset that you're gonna change things, there is no way that, I mean, anybody would be able to help you. So it depends on you, the individual. You have to have a mindset that you're gonna change things, and you will. So that is why you need some people to push you through it. And you will do it, and you normally come out really well, and you do better. You do better than you even used to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So we know our viewers, listeners who are suffering from depression, or if a relative is suffering from depression, it's not just a matter of just giving drug morning, afternoon, as we are studying. Take the person out, invest your time, your strength, your energy, in addition with the various therapies, and by God's grace, we can be able to overcome depression. Very fantastic, very fantastic lesson. Okay, so we want you to help us on some of the foods, because you've talked about the lifestyle and you mentioned some of the foods and things that can help the brain. Okay,
Sorry.
so some of the foods that we can add up to the lifestyle changes, then the other life therapies that we are going through, because we really want our cherished viewers and our listeners to get good health, overcome depression, so that they can watch us every day. But before you come in, I want to acknowledge one Pastor David Esiedu said, good one there. So it means, as he said, no one will get questioned. So people are following. So you can please help us. Aside this, what are some of the foods, as you mentioned, that we can also inculcate to help the brain? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So as I said, God has been so good. I mean, God is powerful. He's been so good that he's provided us with a whole lot of stuff to help us when it comes to mental health. Okay, I tell you what, almost all the vegetables in this world are very good. Almost all the vegetables, the greens, they're fantastic when it comes to. And I was saying to myself this afternoon that if we talk about food, okay, these foods, okay, are really going to help you, like the greens, contomere. I don't know what we call it in. I don't even know the English name for contomere. What I
The
know
cocoyam
is
leaf.
cocoyam leaves. Yes, cocoyam leaves are is fantastic way of getting your brain work. It is fantastic way of getting your brain work. And I don't know if you have those, like broccoli. Broccoli is very good. I don't know if we have it. We have it in England, but I don't know about Ghana. I'm
We
sure
have
you
it
have.
in Ghana.
Broccoli is also fantastic way. I do not like broccoli. So when I'm cooking broccoli, what I do is my children, they love it. They can just eat it. They can munch on it. But I can't munch on it. So what I do is I cut it into little pieces, or sometimes I blend it. When you blend it, you cannot see. You don't. You just have to make it into soup. You can blend your broccoli and then make a soup out of it. It's really delicious. I've tried it. You can try it if you don't want to bite it. I don't like it. I only cook it for my children, but I mean, I cook it and then they kind of like chew it. I can't chew it. So I make it into a soup and then drink it. It's really healthy for mental health. And these fruits, even orange. Do you know orange is fantastic?
Sure.
Orange. Orange is it's one of the fantastic fruits on this planet. And we I mean, Africans are very lucky. We have all types of oranges in our, because in our continent. Orange, you can drink it, just eat it. Orange is fantastic. Strawberries, they're also very good when it comes to mental health. And doing this, you are helping your body in a way that you don't even know. If you eat a lot of it, if you eat a lot of fruit, mind you, it's got sugars in it. Instead of munching on all the carbohydrates and other stuff, munch on orange. Orange is fantastic. Where it's got what is it called? It's got vitamin C. We know it's full of ascorbic acid. You should know. I'm sure you know it, George. Yes, when it comes to foods, I think you are the best person that they should ask you. So munch on orange. Orange is fantastic way. You're gonna help your skin. You're gonna help your it's got loads of vitamin C, ascorbic acid in it. It's full of ascorbic acid. So you're gonna help yourself, you're gonna help your skin, you're gonna help your body. It can also help you lose weight. It can help you put on weight. If you are underweight, would it not help you put on weight? It will help you put on
Yeah,
weight.
it helps.
It helps you munch on and if you are underweight, if you're overweight, you can also use the same orange to lose weight. With me, I had to drink a lot of juice and eating right to help me lose weight. That's what I did to lose weight. So orange is fantastic. Strawberries, blueberries. Oh God, I forgot that one. That's a superfood. Blueberries, grapes. Normally the green ones are better because they do this what is it called? How did they come up about the purple grape? Because they had to put two stuff together to make that purple one. But the green one is natural. That was from God. So the green ones are fantastic. Grapes are very good for um, uh, depression as well.
Yes.
Go for grapes. Eat grapes. It would help you. Strawberries, blueberries, that's a superfood. Blueberries are that's a superfood. And also soy. Do you call it soy?
Soya
Soy.
bean,
Yes. Yes.
organic
Those
soya
ones.
bean.
Yes. Do they have do you say organic? Why do you say organic?
Yeah, we want to dive deeper into it small because we are saying that you see now, even as we are speaking, we need to have critical look at things. So when you get the product, that is even good, especially the soy product. So now
Yeah.
with the investigations, we realize that most have started terminating it because they are cooking or planting for their animals. So they want it in larger quantity. So you need to be careful. But soy, that's why I qualify it organic soy. Very fantastic.
Right. Also, they use fertilizers, you mean, to plant them.
GMOs, they've terminated it as you were trying to bring the difference between the berries. So if you are buying
Mhm.
it, you need to be careful so that when you get the organic, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. The organic ones, I would say, yes. So the organic ones are really good when it comes to eat all sorts of vegetables and fruits.
Okay.
You know,
There are
eat
some
them.
questions for you.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
to our viewers and cherished listeners, you realize that what our auntie, she has just shortened the name C, is telling us all is that we need to eat foods to improve circulation. We need to eat foods to prevent constipation because as you are eating a variety of the vegetables, fiber, assimilation of food in the intestine, releasing constipation because even when you are constipated, your blood to your brain will be impaired and it also affects you. So he's trying to tell us that look at where you are. You are in Ghana, you are in Nigeria, wherever you are. Variety of the leaves, variety of the fruit, variety of the nuts. Let's eat them as if we are going to rely on it and it will help us. Brother David Esiedu said cashew nut is also very beneficial. Yes, fantastic. And he's saying
the nuts. I
yes,
forgot. The nuts. It's
very
small
true.
amounts. You know, there is a nut that looks like brain.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. We have the walnut brain.
The walnuts.
Yes.
The
So
walnuts.
very. Then we
It
have the
looks like the
coconut
brain,
also.
doesn't it?
Yeah, coconut also looks like the brain. When you put the coconut there, the shape looks like the brain. And that's what Brother David said. We want to link us to the nut also. So let's look around. Variety, walnut like the brain, coconut, when you just take the green side on it, you put it there, you realize it resembles the brain with the dot dot. Very, very important. So we want to say that it might be like you are not getting a particular nut at your area, but just eat variety of the nuts. Variety of the nut.
Yeah.
Then they keep on saying
Even
ordinary orange pa or another. You wanted to
it,
ask, is it ordinary orange or another?
yes,
But it's orange. Ordinary orange in your locality.
yes. Orange is fantastic.
Yeah.
Orange is fantastic. It really helps. So as I said, orange is full of ascorbic acid anyway. You know, we get ascorbic acid from orange. So eat more of those. That would also help you. You know, and when it comes to the nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to the nuts, nuts are they're very, very good. Very,
Sure.
very good when it comes to depression and stuff like that. But only eat a handful.
Sure.
Only eat a handful. You
So
know, otherwise,
temperance in addition.
yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Just eat a handful at a time. A handful. You can get walnuts. You can get peanuts. You can get cashew nuts. You know, sometimes because what I do is I'm gonna make videos on this stuff. What I do is I like eating nuts. I forgot about it. I like eating nuts because I want to take care of my brain. I want to take care of my well-being in general. So I eat a handful twice a week. It's quite okay. You know, we know nuts are full of oil. Okay, so if you eat too much of it, you're gonna put on weight. If you eat too much of it, you will put on weight, and that means you might also get these fats in
Body,
your
then blood vessel.
veins, stuff,
Sure.
in your blood vessels. So you don't want to eat a lot of it. You want to eat just a handful, twice a week, 3 times a week. It's fantastic. Don't eat too much of it. You know, in a way, it's gonna help you, but too much of nuts, it's bad. It's quite bad. So we
Yeah,
should
there's
be
a question for you. Someone is
okay.
asking that. Someone once told me that if you want to conceive, you don't have to take orange. Please, how true is it? Let me answer that one. The second question is that can you please help us draw a thin line between stress, depression, and anxiety? That's from Pastor David Esiedu. So as you are preparing for that, Sister Odro Rabbi is the one who asked that someone is saying that when you want to conceive, don't take orange. Okay, let me help her. God didn't create orange to prevent conception.
No.
Yeah, he did not. It's not his view. And you see, there are a lot of teachings out there that blood group and diet and those stuffs and those stuffs. Beloved, listen to your body, go to the direction prescription of the Bible and follow the healthy foods that you are eating as she's stressing on. Even those that are healthy for us, let us add temperance to it. Let us be eating them in moderation. And by so doing, we will get, because when you take the orange, you have the vitamin C, you have the antioxidant, it has healing property, it controls cancer, it's a special food for hormones. And you know, before you can conceive, you need your hormonal regulation. That's selenium, and orange contains selenium. So if you are eating it, chewing its seed, it helps regulate your hormone, so it doesn't prevent conception. So don't take it like that. So that's the answer to that. Brother David said, if you are saying the nut you like it, you also will chop her. You will chop her.
Yes,
But
it's true.
answer his question
That's
for
why I
him.
said have a handful.
Yeah, the
Because
thin line.
once you like nuts, you especially, I love walnuts. The ones that look like I love walnuts.
The
I
brain,
even
yeah.
use it in making cakes and stuff. I make a cake, and then like my banana cake, and then I put a bit of walnuts in them. So
Sure.
if you're not careful, you're gonna eat and eat and eat. But also, you have to remember that has a lot of oils and stuff in it.
Sure.
So if you're not careful, it's gonna clog your veins and stuff, which is also going to cause another problem. So that's why I said just have a handful, like 2 days a week or even 3 days a week. It's entirely up to you. Once you see that you start to put on the weight, then I would say, yeah, you reduce.
Okay, so the thin line between depression, thin line between depression and stress, and he added anxiety to it. He said, is there a thin line? Can you draw the thin line between those? That's the question from Brother David Esedu.
Okay, so let's, as I said, stress. When we talk about stress, the pressures of this world, the pressures of this world really makes us, that is, I would say pressures of this world is what we call stress. Okay. So, and depression is what we are talking about today.
Yeah,
Feeling
and anxiety.
But and then anxiety. Anxiety is also another thing. Feeling irritable. Feeling anxious in every little thing. And what brings these things? Stress.
Sure.
It's all stress. So if you ask me how to manage stress, then yes. You have to be able to manage your stress levels. You have to be able to manage so that you don't get yourself into depression. And with depression, if you're not careful, you will develop anxiety. You would get anxiety. So I would say know how to manage your stress. That's what I said. Do the activities that you used to do. Do a lot of activities. Do stuff to make you happy so that you don't feel the pressures of this world. I know there are people that want to stay at home. Have your own way of making yourself happy. You can stay at home and be happy. So there are so many things. So stress bring all these stuff. Stress can bring a whole lot of things. So know how to take care of yourself, and then so that you wouldn't end up being depressed or having anxiety and all those other mental health issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So please, as we are about to end the lectures for today, your final words of advice in regards to mental illness, specifically as we just studied depression. Your final words to our cherished viewers and our listeners. And also, if you can also afterwards tell us how, if anyone also want to also learn something from you, or you want you to take them through the therapies as you mentioned, you can also let them know. Thank you.
Okay, so my last message is that do not wait till it's late, because you can speak to anybody at all. You can speak to once a while, go and see a therapist. Once a while, go and see a doctor about your mental stuff. Do not wait till last minute. Because what I hate is, I tell you, when my patient comes to me, the first thing I ask them is, Do you feel like committing suicide or hurting yourself or harming yourself in any way? If they say no, I go, that's better, because it makes our job easy. But when they say, yes, I feel like committing suicide, or I feel like self-harming myself, then I kind of like, oh, you really need help and you need it ASAP. So do not wait till last minute, because the brain is made in a way that when you wait till last minute, whatever it tells you, you can do it. You can easily do stuff. The brain is one of the heavy objects in the system. We know that. So once you think like you get all these symptoms, go and see your GP, run to your doctor before it's late. So that is all that I think our time is up. So I cannot talk more. So yeah, go and see your doctor if you have all these symptoms. And there is help out there. There are psychologists all over the place. There are doctors all over the place. There are psychiatrists all over the place. And mind you, they are there to help you. They are there to support you to get out of it. And you can get out of it. Yes, you can do it. So get help as soon as you see all these symptoms. Thank you very much.
Last word for you, Dr. Akaadom, from the same Pastor David. He said, please, I'll get you more oranges in Boamai. So try and visit us anytime you come to Ghana. So someone has booked you already. So if you are planning of coming to Ghana, then they are really happy, patiently waiting for oranges for you. So they have started gathering.
Oh wow! I know the Obuasi.
No, this one said Boamai. Okay, Obuasi. You know Obuasi, okay?
Yes. The Obuasi ones are very sweet, aren't they?
Yeah. So we will gather that. They will gather for you. They have okay. So
thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
If someone wants to also get to you in terms of this condition, how can they access you?
So they've got my page. They can reach me on there's a number as well. I've got a team that we help people going through these kind of issues. So the number is 0744 or 0044 74114 54902, or there is a page on Facebook which is Mental Health and Therapy. We have that on Facebook as well. We talk about mental health and, not just depression, but a whole lot of the sickness, illnesses when it comes to mental health. So you can also go and watch stuff from there.
Okay, so from RichMo Media, the entire team, from the boss to the lowest, we are saying God bless you for your time. Amidst your busy schedules, we have been pulling your legs and you have been able to deliver to us today. So we thank you for your time and everything. And we hope that whenever you are free, we will get you again and learn more about our mental health. Okay,
definitely. So I will come back again. Yes.
Sure, we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
So to our cherished viewers and listeners, we thank you also for your time and everything for today. And we know that after this lesson, we will put into practice the lifestyle and the things we have learned. And by God's grace, we can be able to handle our loved ones with depression. So until then, same time next week, health issues will come to your doorstep. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Mama Katemo, I brand here. Yarian to the moon shed Yamaye. Yarian Mama Yabata, it's the Minia show. Minia Bomba. Yawapomo days when I Yarian can one shed table. Minia show. Minia Bomba. Wapomo de so na yari anka wa shedemo. Yari Yare nyakura. Yare nyakura. Akosia bema na semini. Fremi King City yo. Patafinda na bigi Sunday. Obapa Bema, aka HB, health issues. Ekoma yenina.